you can become the person you desire being. A lot of us have this mental image of who we desire becoming eventually. And we use that word eventually because many of us have that mental image, but we don't really take any action towards becoming that person that we envision ourselves being someday. And that's the mistake, because if you actually take action towards becoming that person, over time you can become who you desire being. But you just need discipline and consistency to get you there. Discipline to take action, and then consistency with the action that you take. Making sure you're taking daily action, or at the very minimum, weekly action to work towards that person you desire being. So many of us, we have that mental image and we fool ourselves into believing we can't get there. We think it's too scary, or it'll require too much work, or we don't have the skill set necessary, or we need X, Y, and Z before we can become that person. But those are all excuses. I mean, let me tell you guys, I've always wanted to be like a really fit, actually I want to become buff, I'm working towards it, but I've always wanted to be like strong, both physically and mentally. And when I was younger, when I was like 18, I thought that was very far away. I almost thought it would be incredibly difficult to attain. But I knew I wanted to become that, and I knew I could. I didn't let my excuses stop me. So I took action, although I'll be honest, I was not very consistent with my workouts back then. I worked out off and on so much. I like to tell people that I worked out off and on for like 10 or so years before I finally started going to the gym on a regular, consistent basis. And only then did I start to see a lot of progress. But I did eventually see that progress because I was being disciplined and consistent. So I'm now at a place where I can say I pretty much hit the goal that I had of becoming fit. Now I want to take it a step further. I'm not quite where I want to be, but I know I'll get there because I'm already on the journey towards that destination. And then also, another thing I envisioned myself doing was making videos for other people, and now I'm doing that. So we can become the people that we aspire to become. It just takes discipline and consistency. Like, do not fool yourself into believing you don't have what it takes to become the person you desire being. And I should throw in here, make sure you actually have an image in your mind of who you want to become. Do you want to be a great parent? Do you want to be physically and mentally strong? Do you want to be prepared to handle almost anything life throws at you? Do you want to be incredibly knowledgeable about relationships so that you can not only help other people but help yourself have better relationships? Whatever it may be, make sure you have an image, or at least know the characteristics you desire acquiring in the future. Like, where do you want, or who do you want to be 5 years from now or 10 years from now? What does that person look like? What qualities do they have? You should really take the time to like list this all out, and then ask yourself, how can I get there? What can I do today to get me closer to becoming that person? And then just take action in really small ways, but consistently over time. Be disciplined with it. And soon enough, 5 years in the future, you'll look back and say, holy crap, I actually became that person I wanted to be. Or maybe 10 years, whatever your timeline is. And you'll find out that, hey, as long as you're just consistent and disciplined, you can become the best version of yourself. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Just a little reminder that don't be afraid of the way you envision yourself in the future. Don't look at that person and think that it's incredibly difficult to become them, because it may not be. And the more that you think it's difficult, you shoot yourself in the foot from even beginning, because that's how a lot of people are, right? If something seems really difficult, they're not even going to try to do it. They just talk themselves out of it immediately rather than putting in any effort whatsoever. So don't do that with becoming the best version of yourself. Just break it down into smaller steps. Like, for instance, me wanting to become more fit and buff and stronger, that literally just consisted of me going to the gym 4 times a week. Like, that's it. And just being consistent with that. And over time, it's been like almost 2 years of me doing this consistently now. And well, actually, what am I saying? It's almost been 3 years of me doing this consistently. This year will be the 3rd year of me literally hitting the gym consistently. I have had some injuries here and there, but for the most part, over the past 3 or so years, I've been consistent with the gym, and I'm really starting to see the progress pay off. So that's the way it'll be for you. You're not going to see progress right away, but that's okay. Don't fool yourself into believing that that means you're not doing enough or that you should give up. It takes time to become the people you want to be. I mean, even with like all of my knowledge about relationships and human psychology, that took years of me reading about these things and learning about them and being passionate about them enough to study them so that I can understand them better. So if you want to become a better person or a better version of yourself in the future, it can happen. Just be patient with yourself and keep at it. You'll eventually get there. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to like the video and leave a comment for the algorithm and let me know your thoughts on this. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!